Oh. Ah. Okay, vamos a ver. Let's see, I'm going to share to Twitter. I should probably put the title of the section that I'm going to take in the title of the stream. That should be easier to look for in the future. Okay. Well, anyway. Okay. Well, today we have a lot of updates. I wonder if the updates are being installed correctly here. Okay, we had LibreOffice updates and whatnot. And yeah, I wonder why. Well, never mind. Let's I may like to view that one. Oh. Okay. Update everything. 800 megabytes. That's something. Well, let's keep that going on. And today, we're going to continue with the Python developer course, and one of my favorite subjects in any programming language for that matter. And that is file input output. Basically, with this, I am allowed to create text files maybe. I don't know if binary files are allowed, but for the name of the videos, I think we are just going to be working with text files probably. Yeah, I don't see binary streams or anything like that. My experience with Python in work was to deal with data, but I never, basically AWS Lambdas, so I never worked with actual file systems before using Python.
Let's talk about file I/O. What does I/O mean?
Wait, I don't hear anything. Maybe because of this?
You'll see this a lot in programming. I/O stands for input output. You see, most of the times, machines are not communicating in just one environment. For example, so far we've been writing our code in, let's say, an editor like Sublime.
Oh, wait. There we go.
Text that I have here, or PyCharm, or an online REPL. But usually you want to interact with different parts of the system. Maybe you want to speak to another website. Maybe you want to speak to something that's on your desktop, maybe a file. Maybe two different machines are communicating with each other. Maybe you're speaking to a database. I/O simply means, hey, I want you to input something from the outside world and output something into the outside world.
And not just files.
That we use things like I/O is through reading files. You might think about Python and how wouldn't it be nice if we can perhaps write a script that compresses images? Well, we need I/O then. I need to input an image, and then I need to output the compressed image. Maybe I want to work with a PDF file, and maybe add a watermark to all my PDF pages. Well, then we input a PDF and output a new version of a PDF. So this is a very common task that we see a lot of. And reading and writing files is a very important tool in our
Whoa, nice.
And by the way, we have a project coming up where we actually are going to use this with PDFs. But for now, how can we do this file input output with Python? Well, Python has a built-in function that allows us to open and write to files. And it's simply called open. Nice and easy. So using open, we can do something like this. I can create a sample text file in our desktop. So I'm going to use my terminal here. So if we look at present working directory, I'm on a desktop. If you're on Windows, then you might have to do some different commands in here. But by now, you should be pretty familiar that you can create a file if you want to do. Now, I can do this manually, or in my terminal, I can actually do, if you're on a Mac, you can just do touch, and I'll say test.txt. So if I do ls here,
the Unix way,
I have a test.txt file and a script. And again, just to double check, if I go to my desktop, yep, I have these two right here. Perfect. Now, in here, we can simply say, in our script file, open, and the name of the file. In our case, it's test. Make sure it's string test.txt, just like that. Now, I can assign this to a variable, calling it my file. And now we have, well, the file object. So let's check this out. If I do here, print my file, let's see what happens. I'm going to run my code. So let's say Python 3, and then run script.py. All right. I get an object, a text IO wrapper. I get the name, which is text. I get mode, which I'm not sure what it is yet. And then encodings, which is how this file is encoded, which is UTF-8. Most of the files are usually encoded in UTF-8. All right. So how can I actually read this file?
Okay. I printed out a my file variable, but that just contains the object that actually has access to the text file.
What I need to do is my file has a dot read method on it.
Oh, okay.
So if I run this now, well, I get
there's nothing.
Piece of space because there's nothing on this test.txt file. So let's write something. I'll open this file in Sublime Text and just write, hi, my name is Andre. Anyway, I got really, really creative with this one. Good job. All right, let's go back. So now if I read this file, look at that. I'm able to read.
Oh, nice.
And now, there you go.
That was really easy to do.
Now, if I run this again, let's just read this multiple times. If I click run.
Yeah, it's going to... Oh, wait, what?
I'm able to read the first time around, but these two times, I'm not reading anything. Why is that? Well, this open function has this idea of a cursor. That is, you can only read the file once. And once you open, it returns a file object. And the contents of the file you can read. And the contents of the file are read with a cursor, just like you see here, one by one, and printed onto the screen. But by the end of this first reading, the cursor is going to be at the end of the file. So now when it tries to read, it's going to be end of the file and nothing will be left there. So the way we get around this is to do something like this. We simply say myfile.seek, which moves our cursor to whatever index we want. In our case, seek 0. So if I run this now, there you go. And if I move the cursor back, and I save and run this, all right, that's a lot better now. And this is just to demonstrate that Python uses this idea of a cursor to read a file. Now, another unique thing that I can do is to do read line.
Read line. Oh, a single line.
It reads the line, but let's say our text file has different lines. So how are you? Let's say a smiley face in here. If I now read the line, I get, hi, my name is Andre. If I read the line again, hi, my name is Andre, because I get each line. I only get the first line. If I print this multiple times, and I run this, right, that's better. Again, hi, my name is Andre, smiley face, how are you? Again, the cursor keeps moving, right? So I can just keep reading the lines. Another thing that I can do is to just say read lines. If I run this, I get
read
a
lines,
list
plural.
that contains the entire file, reads all the lines, and you see here that I have, hi, my name is Andre. Now go away. I have a new line here.
A new line character in the
Remember,
end.
this is escape sequencing. And then how are you? And no new line here because there's no new line at the end of the file. So these are extremely useful. Maybe we can use regular expressions to search for a piece of text in a file. That's pretty useful.
Yeah.
Now, the very last thing we need to do, and this is a little annoying, so I'll show you how we don't need to do it in the future. But you actually have to manually close the file after you've opened it with open. So you can use it somewhere else in the program. It's just a good standard. So what you have to do is say myfile.close.
Yeah, that happens everywhere.
You tell your computer, hey,
In Node.js, in Java.
in the file anymore, we're done with it. You can use it somewhere else. So usually we do something like this, and we're all done.
In
Let's take a
C.
break and learn some more in the next video.
Okay, but I may like to try that one first. Because that's really interesting. And I wonder if I can modify my own script. What? The terminal process failed to launch a starting directory CWD. Does not exist. Section 10 does not exist. What? 12. I'm not on 13. I didn't did I did something for that section? I do remember. Oh wait, yeah. No. Going back to main. What? This is weird. I remember that Section 11. Section 13. Yeah, I created section 13. But I guess that, okay, let's see, section 13. I guess I didn't create the folder yet. I just created the branch. You are going to be called file IO. Can I do this? No, I don't think so. It created the, yeah, I figure. Whoa, my mouse died. Maybe like this. I'm going to delete. This became a folder. Okay. Okay. So let's create a test file here. Well, but first, I guess we can create a new file over here. A text file. Yeah, why not? So, do I need to import anything? I don't remember. Oh, it looks like I can just directly type this and have it my way. Okay. My file equals to open and just the name of the file. Okay. And the file name. And then I can basically play around with it. Print. Oh wait, I already opened the file. Oh wait. Dot. Read lines, and this is a method. And let's try it out. Okay, there is the list with the values. I have a list with values here. And yes, indeed, there is a new line character at the end of every single line, as it should be. But the last one doesn't have one. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so, and I guess if I print line, I may need to print this thing twice at least. Hello. And it's actually leaving a, I guess from the actual print, from the actual print statement. That's why I'm getting that. I guess since read line is a less, I can use it on a for loop. Let's try that. For line in my file read lines, I'm going to get the list. Now I'm just going to print the line. I guess I can do that. What? Oh, yeah, I forgot. There we go. And there we go. is printing out. I wonder if I can, since I'm getting new line characters inside the list, I no longer, and this print is going to add another one. That's what I'm getting extra new lines. Print. I already did this once. I don't remember how did I did. Okay, I just concatenate at the end with a comma, the end, and a white space. Okay, so here, there we go, comma, and a name parameter called n is going to be equal to this, and that's it. I'm removing, and there we go. Oh, and for the last one too. So it's not going to print out the last one. Well, I can do this, I guess, to hot fix it. There we go. To get it back to how it was. Hello, this is a test. Okay, I guess this is interesting. What's this? Using open without explicitly specifying and encoding. Well, what do you recommend me to do? Should I say here mode? Well, I need to open this on some mode, maybe R? No. R is for reading only? No. That's not the thing he's asking me. Well, it doesn't matter, it works. And this is the first example. He hasn't really explained much. Copy related path. And maybe I should just make individual commits. Yeah, it's going to be confusing later. Okay, here comes the first one. And here comes the second one. Okay. Let's keep going then.
You actually have to manually close the file after you've opened it with open, so you can use it somewhere else in the program. It's just a good standard. So what you have to do is say myfile.close after you're done.
Oh, I didn't do that. Okay. There we go. So now we are going to be working here.
You tell your computer, hey, you need to stop whatever you're doing. I'm not interested in the file anymore. We're done with it. You can use it somewhere else.
Close
So
it.
usually we do something like this and we're all done. Let's take a break and learn some more in the next video.
Okay.
Up until this point, we've learned how to read files. But we had this annoying thing with the cursor and then we had to close the file. So how can we fix this? Well, a better way to actually do something like this and do file IO with Python is with the built-in with statement. Let me show you. Instead of what we had before, what we're going to say is with open the name of the file and say as whatever the variable you want. So my file. So now with open, you can actually do something like this, but you don't have to worry about closing. So most of the time you want to use the with statement. This is the proper way to work with files in Python. And if I save here and run my script, oh, I get an error because I forgot the column here. If I run again, there you go. I get my output and I don't need to close my file. Everything is down for me. So this is a standard way to read a file.
Okay, let's refactor that, I guess, first. Okay, so the proper way to read a file is not this one. So with, and then the open statement as the open expression, then as the name of the variable. Okay, so with as and then whatever I want to do with it, I guess. And I don't need to take care of closing the file, I guess. Print, well, my file dot print my file dot read lines, yeah. There we go. Okay, so that's the proper way to do it.
Now, what if we wanted to write to a file? So far, we've only read. And actually, underneath the hood, open has a default parameter called mode equals to R, which stands for read.
That's default.
So with mode R, we are able to read files. When we don't specify the mode, it automatically just assumes we're reading. But if we wanted to write to a file, we can simply do W for write. So if I run this, you see that I get an error now. Unsupported operation, not readable, because the file can only be written. So in order for me to read and write, I can write RW, right? Well, let's see.
Oh, read and write. There we go.
That's actually not how it works. You would think it'll be RW, but this is a bit of a trick. In order to read and write, we do read plus. So that if I run this, all right, I'm reading and writing. And I get an empty list because this is now empty. Okay.
Read plus, huh? Okay, so let's add this. What? Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Read only mode. Okay. So I guess with this, in this case, I'm not going to be able to write anything. Mode equals write. I don't know how to write, so I guess that's going to fail. And he says it's mode read plus. That's a little weird. Yeah, the second one is going to fail because I'm not able to write something there. I wonder if instead of reading lines, can I write line? Oh, right. What does write do? And I need a string. Okay. Okay, let's try. Okay. I need more There we go. More space is going to be okay. Okay, so I'm going to try. I'm guessing that this is how you write something into the file, and the last one should be able to print everything. Okay, this was written from a Python script. Wait, the first one is going to read. It didn't print anything. Then the output was 38. Why? What did you use? 38 characters maybe? That's the output of the method, I guess. And then this was written from Python script. Yeah, that's fine. And there is nothing else. That's weird. Oh, I guess the write mode is not going to append anything. It's going to delete everything and start all over again with the file. And there we go. Oh, wait. It's reading now from the start because now it contains something. But now it's going to insert again, and the second time and getting. So I guess writing mode means that I'm going to delete whatever is in the file and overwritten the file with the new content, and that's it. I guess there is an append mode, I guess.
And I get an empty list because this is now empty. Okay, so let's write to a file here. Make this a little bit smaller just so we can see. That's better. Let's say that in this file, I want to have text, and in this text, I'm going to say my file.write, and I can write whatever piece of text I want. So let's say, hey, it's me. So now in here, if I do print text, and I run this, I get 11. What is this 11?
11 characters?
Well, this isn't really important right now. What we want to focus on is, hey, it's me. I've written to a file. Okay, so let's say I wanted to open the file again and actually write again. Let's say this time around, I'm going to write a smiley face. If I run this and go back, all right, it looks like I wrote to the file. But, is this what we wanted? When we write something to a file, the cursor resets. Remember, when we open a file, the cursor goes to 0. And we write.
It's cursor based.
There's something already existing in there. Well, we overwrite it.
It's going to override.
By the way, this text file just gave us that we wrote 2 characters.
Okay, the number of characters.
How can we fix this? How can we make sure that we don't break what we had previously, which is, hey, it's me, and I just want to add a smiley face at the end? Well, we can use the append mode. The append mode is A, and this appends to the end of the file. If I run this, look at that. Hey, it's me with a smiley face. It appends to the end. So that's the append mode. Again, we can use W to write, and if I run this, it adds a smiley.
Okay. An append mode. Read and write. So let's copy this. It's with an A. So if I write something, then it's going to be there we go. So since I writing the file, there we go. That's the first run. This was appended. And it's appended. It's going to append at right there. It's not going to add a new line. What? Okay, I guess it's okay, time for a break, I guess. I was in the middle of a mission here. Oh, never mind. Wait. Whoa. Okay. I see it. Yeah, getting too much damage here. Whoa. There we go. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I really can't.
¡Qué mala suerte toparse conmigo!
Whoa, just in time.
Esto es
What?
inaceptable para una guerrera.
Who hit me? Somebody hit me there.
El témpano.
Oh no, wrong button. Wait.
¡Hielo! ¡Inmóviles! El témpano de hielo.
Come on, bro. No, too late. Oh. Come on, do something else.
Justo así.
Oh, watch it. Whoa.
Inaceptable para una guerrera.
Run, 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 run. I think that's ice. Yeah.
¡Ya basta!
Okay, this one is gone.
¡Qué mala suerte toparse conmigo! Con esto, todo explotará.
Did I? No.
Hay que aprovechar ahora.
Whoa, nice. Just in time. Okay, let's see how many weapons did I got. These are supposed to be higher level weapons now. I can sell this one. Okay. Need to sell something. Oh no, not that one. Yeah, maybe that. Wow, this is a new one? Okay. Look at this junk. Oh, new items from the expansion. Okay, just in time because I need to get back to work right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's not that it's easier to do than in Java. Opening files in Java is a chore, and definitely can take Java can learn some lessons from Python right now. It's way easier to open files here. I don't have to mess up with file streams and file and two different objects just to handle files. So it's way simpler here, and kinda it's not too intuitive but it's way easier than in Java, that's for sure.
Face. Now, why did it not do like last time and overwrite the existing thing? Well, it's because of our mode. W allows us to write to a file. Previously, when we did read and write, what happened was we read the file. Let's run this again. Actually, let's go back to hey, it's me, the way it was. And if I run this again, because we did read and write, the cursor was set to 0 and overwrote it. Versus if we just did the write, it will assume this is a new file, and we just want to, well, just add the smiley. Click run here.
Yeah.
See that now is just smiley face. So you want to be careful that you use the right mode based on what you need. Now, let's say we wanted to create a file that doesn't exist. Let's have a file called happy.txt. Or actually, no, let's do sad. And this writes a sad face. But remember, we don't have this on our desktop. If I clear this and look at our desktop, we don't have a sad.txt. If I do read plus here, so read and write, and I run this, I get a file not found error. If I do a write here, and I run this, right, it looks like it worked. If I look at the files, I have a sad text now. So now if I open it, I have it sad face text. So write also creates a new file if it doesn't exist already, or overwrites the existing one. So you want to be careful once again with the mode, whether you want to append, whether you want to read, whether you want to read and write. But most of the time, the most common ones are read, write, and append. Now, in the next video, I want to talk about this idea of a file. I've written text files for now, but we could have written anything. We could have done a .py file if I wanted to. But what about accessing files that are in different locations, such as inside of folders? We're going to explore that topic in the next video.
File paths, yeah. That's an issue on Unix systems, because if you have spaces in your file path, that's going to be an issue.
I want to talk quickly about file paths, because for some people, this might be a new concept. Up until now, I wrote, let's say something like sad.py or sad.txt, and I was able to run this code because when I ran it in my terminal or command prompt, they were all in the same folder on my desktop. If I do present working directory on a Mac, it shows me where I'm currently at, which is the desktop. So I was able to run it like this because my script file was in the same folder as my sad and test text. But what happens if this wasn't the case? We can actually jump back a directory by saying cd ... So if we go back, my present working directory is now user and I go in. So I'm not on the desktop anymore. So that if I try and run Python 3 and then say script.py, well,
it's no longer there.
So let's go back to desktop and try to figure out this problem. I'm going to, for now, make a directory and call it, let's say, well, a very generic folder. Or let's just call it app. So now I have an app folder. I can move this sad text into the app folder now. So if I grab the sad text and move it to the app folder. If I
just give me a minute. Yeah, I need to log on into my work computer because I'm waiting for a notification for a call for today, related to my laid off, I think. And I want to get laid off as soon as possible, or I don't know what's gonna happen, because I want to focus on this one, on Python. Great. This is just great. Oh, wait. I think I remember where is that data. Wait. Let's put a pause on the clock. Maybe I should do this in another time, but I think I can do it right now. Okay. No, this is... Okay, nothing related. Nothing related to the layoff so far. Well, I guess I don't know. I don't know, man. Anyway, let's continue with this. I wonder if I can rewind the time a little bit, but I don't think so. Okay.
Back now and try to access sad.txt. So let's say Python 3 script.py. Well, if I go back, I've appended sad.txt, so it's actually creating it for me. So instead, let's actually remove sad.txt because we actually have one already in here. Yeah. Instead of appending it, let's just do a read. If I try to read now, I get a file not found error. Sad.txt doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It checks the desktop. And on the desktop, we have nothing. We don't have sad.txt. So how can we get around this? Well, I simply say that I want to go into the directory app/sad.txt so that if I run this, now it's reading it, but it's an unsupported operation. So let's just turn this into a read. And we don't need any of this, so let's just print read here. If I run this, all right, it's working now. I'm able to change the file path. Now, if you're on a non-Unix...
Wait, is this the way to do it? Print my file, read, just read the file. Is this the way to actually do that? Yeah, it looks like that works pretty much. The read, and it's reading. And it's going to print out what's happening. Okay. Yeah, I like that version pretty much. Way better. Hello, this is a test. And well, not really. Should I ignore this one here? Nah, let's put it inside anyway.
Ya está tu desayuno.
Ok, voy. Gracias.
Te quiero mucho.
Yo también. Okay, let's pause this for a second. I'm going to get some breakfast and go back here to keep working on this, but I may like to add this into the yeah, it's okay. Okay, I'm going to be back, so I don't think I'm going to I just going to set the be right back scene. I'm going to be back later. Well, maybe I should set up some music here. Do I have music here? Oh, yes, I do. There we go. Okay, I'm looking for music that I can stream. There we go. What? Okay, enjoy. Okay, I'm back. And let's resume. Okay, file read. I already tried that one. Okay.
System. That is, if you're not on a Mac or Linux and you're on Windows, most of the time, instead of the slash, it's a backslash, like this. So Windows and Unix systems have different file paths and file system in place. So this is something that you can read up on, depending on your
that's going to be an issue.
Directory is, you'll have a better idea of how it should look. On Windows, it's usually something like C and then backslash, and then you'll have different file paths. Now, this is called a relative path. So relative to where I am, where I'm running the script from, I'm going to go from here into the app, into sad.txt. I could have also copied this entire file path, like this. And this is called an absolute path. So if I run this still works because I'm giving an absolute path. It's saying, hey, on this computer, this exists from the root user all the way into here. So this is another way of doing it, but most of the time you'll see relative because it's a lot simpler. Finally, you might sometimes see something like a dot slash. Dot slash simply means from the current folder. So if I run this,
current folder,
it's going to say, hey, from the current folder, go to app folder, then go to the text folder. If I do dot dot slash like this,
from the previous folder,
I'll get an error. Dot dot means back a folder. So instead of our present working directory being desktop, because we did dot dot, we'll actually go into my user account, and it's going to try and find anagoe/app/sad.txt, which is not going to find. Anyway, this is a bit of a tangent, but I wanted to let you know that these file paths are important, and it's really dependent on what operating system you're using, like Mac or Windows, and also where you're calling the file from. Let's continue our discussion of files in the next video. One quick note that I forgot to mention, there's a really useful built-in module in Python, and you can see here it's new in version 3.4. Pathlib. It's an object-oriented file system path. Now, the main thing is you can see how to use it through the documentation, but the key thing is that if you're building a program that, let's say, reads something from the file system, like a file, and this program can be used both on Windows and Mac and Linux systems, you want a way to make sure that it works on both, right? Because we saw Mac and Windows have different file systems with different slashes.
They have different.
Pathlib library actually works with both. You can see here,
nice.
Windows path on Unix machine, or vice versa. This is going to work for you. And it's a good way for you to create software that is compatible with both systems because Pathlib is going to take care of the file paths for you based on what machine is running your code. Now, this is something you can read on your own and experiment, but I wanted to let you know that this does exist and it is a useful library for you to have in the back of your pocket. That's it for now. I'll see you.
Okay, but let me try that one actually. Okay. Let's close this. Pathlib. It's called Pathlib. Well, that's more like it. Okay, so I guess I should try to import Pathlib. And how do I use it? That's the question. Okay, it seems like this module offers classes representing file system paths with semantics appropriate for different operating systems. Path classes are divided between pure paths, which provide purely computational operations without I/O, and concrete paths, which inherit from pure paths but also provide input and output operations. Okay. If you never used this model before or just aren't sure which class is right for your task, path is most likely what you need. It instantiates a concrete path for the platform the code is running on. Pure paths are useful in some special cases. For example, if you want to manipulate Windows paths on a Unix machine and vice versa, You cannot instantiate a Windows path when running on Unix, but you can instantiate pure Windows path. Okay. Okay, so path is basically what I need. And here is basic use. There we go. Yeah, maybe this is a more sensible way to import this one. And it's a class actually. Okay, so I don't even know what this does. Okay, for X, so this is a list comprehension. Okay. And then he's making a list comprehension here. I may need to print this out. Okay, didn't do anything. X for X in P, iter there. If X is there. Yeah, I don't really understand this list comprehension very well. But let's try to create directories here. And now let's try to run this again. And there we go. I'm getting these subdirectories. I wonder what happens if I do something like this, maybe. Looks like it's just getting the current subdirectories, and that's it. I don't remember how to delete. RM there we go. dir2 is not empty. I guess I can force it. No. Maybe F. No. Ignore fail on non-empty. Okay. But I guess that doesn't mean it's going to delete anything. Parents. Okay. Oh, okay. So I need this one, parents. So this should delete everything. Or not, maybe. No, because I need to go to this to the subdirectory. That's what I think it's going to do. So I may need to and this is going to delete dir21 and dir2. And there we go. List in Python source files. Navigating through a directory there. path and I give it the path. Okay, so I guess I'm going to be checking out Stack Overflow to find examples for this. Okay, let's check out file or errors.
Welcome back. One of the common patterns when working with files is to actually put them in a try except block. So in here, we can say try and actually put them like this and try out to see if the file exists. So we can say except, and let's say file not found error, which we've seen before. And here I can say as error, and inside we'll say print file does not exist. So that now if I run this, and remember in our current directory, we don't have sad.txt. If I run this, I get an error, file does not exist. We can even raise this error if we wanted to. So we can say raise error. So now it works as expected. I'll get file does not exist and then give a file not found error. So this is a common way to work with files to handle different errors. Another common one with files is this idea of an IO error. And an IO error usually happens when the computer or the machine you're on has some issue reading or writing or doing any sort of IO operation. So you can have something like IO error in here and raise that error if you want. Again, if I run this, file not found error. If for some reason I give it a weird mode to do, I get an unsupported operation error. The options are endless, but I hope by now you have an idea of how to do file IO. But let's do a fun exercise, because up until now, we haven't really done anything exciting. We just read a bunch of text from a file, and that was it. Nothing.
Okay, but I may like to have this as an example. Okay, and the example might be, well, first let's get this out of the way. Okay, he's using a try except block to try to open a file. So this is my try, and with the open function, and I'm going to need a string representing the file name, the mode, as, and the name of the variable. Okay. The mode and the name of the variable is my file. Yes. And then try to do something. What is X? I don't remember X. Print my file read. That's the weird mode, isn't it? Okay. Print my file read. Okay. Oh, but I need this specific exception. File not found error. Wait, as error. Okay. That's not how I write that one. Is there a typo here? EXCEPT. Oh wait, no, never mind. I didn't save. EO error. Okay. Okay, the red sky means that there is a red moon over here. Oh, there we go, found it. I guess I can just have fun there. But let's see if I can keep making fusions here, which are costing me a lot of money, by the way. Do I have... Oh wait, talking about money. Princess Zelda has there we go. There we go, thank you. Nobody has a good weapon to sell. Not even Link, no. Okay, let's fusion some weapons for Zelda. Finding better weapons seems to be going pretty well. Let's see. What is this? Extra experience, I guess. Whoa, level 15 already. And I wonder if I need to delete this one. Can I destroy it, or... I wonder if I can actually use it. No, I cannot actually. Okay. So probably I should have tried to improve this one here, but I guess it's too late right now. Okay. Okay. Or maybe not too late, because I can use the boat that I'm upgrading right now as a food source for this one. But I'm going to need to keep improving anyway. What? There is no more money, bro. Whoa, I was lucky there. 93 damage. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, I just wanted to say that one. I'm going to need money. Not enough to make money. Well,
Tiene una pinta estupenda.
that's the only thing that allows me to have money.
Sabe bastante bien.
Okay, let's try to make money there.
Zelda y sus compañeros consiguieron activar la Torre de la Llanura. Bajo las órdenes de Prunia, se pusieron en camino para reactivar las torres Sheikah que habían surgido en cada región. Pero el enemigo no iba a permitir que salieran victoriosos. El clan Giga había reforzado su poder y esperaban en la torre de Akkala, la última de las torres a la que Link y los suyos se dirigían. ¡No!
Okay. I guess you can go... Oh, wait. I don't remember this mission. Okay, that's my sign. Okay, time to go. So IO error. There we go. Let's try to execute this one. This was appended. What? Oh yeah, it's trying to read the file. And yeah, it's fine. So what happens when it doesn't find the file? Okay, the file does not exist. That's my message. And then I'm writing the error. No such file or directory, hello. And IO error. Maybe if I want to, no, write mode or read mode or X mode, that's what he did. IO error. Oh, but I didn't raise the error over here. File doesn't exist. Well, I need to fix that one. And now IO error. There we go. The file exists. Error. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to well, I don't think it's necessary, but anyway.
That's creator, right? So let's do something fun. In the next video, we're going to try and build a translator. That's right. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. All right, it's time for an exercise. And I think this is going to be fun. I want to use what we've learned up until now to build a translator. Let's say somebody gives you a massive text file. I mean, in our case, this is going to be the text file, but you can grab any text file that you want. It doesn't have to be a text file. It can be anything. It could be a PI file. It could be just a Word document. And type in a bunch of sentences in here, whatever you want, and just save it. In my case, I just have this. Now, somebody just told you, hey, I want you to translate this into, let's say, Japanese. Based on what you just learned about modules and files in Python, can you build a tool that allows us to run a command through that file, read it, and then translate it into Japanese? Now, if you really want to get challenged, you can pause the video and try it out. Or if you want a hint what module or library to use, well, then keep watching, because I'm going to show you the recommended package to use.
Okay, show me the package.
What I actually did was I Googled Python offline translate using the PyPy index. Now, I wanted an offline translation service because if you look, there's something like Google Translation that you can do. But what that does is actually make a call to the Google servers to do Google Translate. And that gets pretty complicated when we talk about APIs and API keys, something that we're going to worry about later on in the course. I wanted something offline, so I can download the translation service offline and just be able to use it right here. So the one that I found was, as I was Googling, I think it was called this one. Yeah. So this is just a translation service. It looks like it has some stars and forks on GitHub, so I always like that. I always like checking out the repository. So translate Python. Everything looks good. You can read about the documentation here. Hasn't been updated in 2 years really, but you know what? It's not that bad. It'll do the job. So using this package, you can try and read through the documentation and see if you can figure out how to solve this problem of translating that file into Japanese. You can pause the video here, give it a go. Otherwise, I'm going to provide the answer. Try and read through the documentation and see if you can figure out how to solve translate Python. Everything looks later on in the course. I wanted something offline, so I can download the translation service offline and just be able to use it right here. So the one that I found was, as I was Googling, I think it was called this one.
Translate PyPy. Okay. Okay, so I guess I need to install it first. pip3 install Is that the name? Okay, looks like it's installed already. Or you can download the source and no, it's okay, I did it. Features: translate your output in real time. Do translation in your terminal using the command line. In your command line, translation translated by my memory. What? This is append. Or output. What? Okay, the options. T is to text. Set the language you want to translate. Okay, T is to. Okay, T is seed and age. Examples. Available languages. Examples: English, Japanese. CH. What is CH? Okay. Okay. I have a Spanish, but I wonder if we have Mexican Spanish or Latin American Spanish. CH is Chinese. Okay. Well, he's asking for Japanese. Okay, so JA is Japanese. Well, this file is going to be an exercise. Exercise. Oh wait. Import translate. Probably I'm going to import a lot of code there, but I don't care really. This is padlib translate. But what was he asking me to do?
Type in a bunch of sentences in here, whatever you want, and just save it. In my case, I just have this. Now, somebody just
Oh,
told me-
yeah. I can do something fun here. What about, yeah, a bunch of... Let's copy this bit here. Let's try with pyjokes.txt on let's try it with write mode. Why not? I may like to import translate pyjokes and basically try to write lines. Okay, my file write lines, and I'm going to write lines. So I guess I need to, well, I can just say pyjokes dot getjokes plural, right? And create a file with all the jokes. Language. I guess this could be English. EN for English. comma maybe, and I don't know what that means. There we go. Okay, neutral is the default. Neutral get jokes. Chuck is Chuck Norris. Okay, get jokes. See all jokes. C is for category. Okay, so maybe Twister, all jokes. Well, let's try with neutral anyway. So I wonder if I can get this program running. Actually, I may like to append them. To PyJokes. So I guess it's going to create a file if I run this. Oh yeah, I'm not using it yet. So it's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. Zero 5. Okay, it's not going to return anything. I should have. Whoa. So what did this thing do here? Complaining about the lack of smoking shelters. Let me guess. This thing just added all the jokes that it could muster here. Okay. I just wonder. Okay, all of this text complaining about the lack of smoking shelters. The nicotine addicted Python programmers said there ought to be spaces for tabs. Okay. Ubuntu users are APT to get this joke. Okay, obfuscated. So it's adding everything on a single line. That's my guess. Yeah, everything is on a single line. Okay, so I guess if I delete all of this and save it, or just delete the file. Okay, so I wonder if I can write line iteratable none. Well, I don't really need this. I don't need you to print anything. English neutral. Do I have another parameter here? No, that's pretty much it. It's just language and category. Yeah. But I may like to write lines and add I wonder if I can get jokes get jokes. What does it do? Let's read the documentation for get jokes. There we go. See the documentation. Install instructions. Okay, go back. I want to see how do I actually, there we go. Get joke, import the PyJokes module. There we go. I can print jokes and that's it. I may like to see how do I use reference maybe? Proposal for new jokes. Usage. PyJoke and I get a regular joke. Yeah, I'm getting a single line. I want to read. There is a wiki. Okay, let's see. Okay. Gender diversity. Jokes shall not all feature men by default. Okay. How do I use this in a way that I can create one line, one entry per joke? Maybe like this. Do I need to, if I do this, I'm going to get just one joke. I want documentation for this. Okay, it's a function language. What do you return? You return a single string. Okay. And these are the languages. There is no Japanese here. Returns a single. Okay. I wonder if I can create a for joke in. And what about get jokes in plural? What does this return? It returns a list. Okay. Choices neutral, chalk all. Okay. Twister. Okay. In languages, returns a jokes list. So this is an iterable. I can iterate over this. Which means, but how many jokes does it return? Jokes list. Okay. Let's get the jokes here. I need more space. There we go. So this is going to be my for loop to get all the jokes. It's going to get a list here. I'm going to iterate over all the list of these jokes here. Actually, I may like to refactor that section there as this. Jokes plural equals, and I'm going to refactor all of this over here and use it jokes here. And this is more readable in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to get a single joke from the list of jokes, and I'm going to write line. Right? What does write lines actually do? Okay, write lines. I need an iterable. That should have worked, and then write line. Does that it says right? Right, it says. Okay. It's going to write a single joke, I guess. Okay, let's write the individual joke into the file and try it out. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Is that a single line? Okay, it's very simple actually. Oh wait, there is another. I see another attribute. I guess that's the end of the line. I guess comma. And I don't know what that is. But I guess I can put the new line over here I think it's I need to escape it maybe. Like this. Is that valid? Okay, let's see the file system. Yeah, it's a single one. Move to trash. Let's try again. It doesn't exist. Yes, I know. So in order to append, I need the file to actually exist. Let's modify the write mode. Wait, what? So I need the file to actually exist. What about write plus? No, I guess the file needs to exist then. Okay. PyJox tst. So I guess this is going to work. There we go. So what happened? Text IO wrapper write takes exactly one argument, 2 given. Okay. So this is not working as intended. Let's try again. And okay, that seems like a single. I repeated myself here, I think. Yeah, that is a single line. That's not my intention here. Okay. So I'm writing a single line. I guess I can write a new line, you know. So this is a string. I wonder if I can concatenate right here. Plus, maybe like this. And that should fix my issue. Oh, wait. There we go. And there we go. That seems to have fixed my issue there. So I have a file full of jokes. Let's see. There we go. Complaining about the lack of smoking shelters. So I guess these are all the jokes. There are not many. So in what mode I'm doing this? It's append mode. What about write mode? It's going to delete everything, isn't it? Can I create? Is this valid? Can I see for create? No, invalid mode. Okay, just tell me. Okay, I guess it's in the open. Encoding, open text mode. Okay, so tell me the open text mode. Okay, wow, there is a lot of things here. Open the file and return a stream. Rise OS error upon failure. File is either a text or a byte. So this works for binary files. A byte string given the name and the path of it. Okay. IO object is closed unless close FD set to false. Yeah, I'm going to need to create with open. Okay. But I tried write. I already tried writing. Okay. How to create a text file in Python? There we go. It's write plus. We use W lettering or argument which indicates Python right to file, and it will create file in Python if it does not exist in library. Okay. Okay, let's go up north. Why cannot? Well, that's link. Okay, Urbosa, I want link way over here. No, I cannot. This is link, right?
Sí.
Oh yeah, this is a campaign map. This is part of the story. Well, never mind.
¡Habráse visto!
Okay, I think it's it. Goodbye.
Victoria es mía. Allá voy. ¡Alto!
What? Oh, okay. Okay. Nah. Whoa. I don't see anything.
¡Alto! ¡Ahora! ¡Se acabó!
Okay, he's almost dead.
¡Allá! ¡Con este poder! ¡La victoria es mía!
Yeah, I don't really know how to play with Zelda. The rings of light, I don't know what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, I had no idea.
¡Oh, soy fuerte! ¡Ahora!
Okay.
¡Prepárense! Mi poder me acompaña. Mi poder me acompaña.
Okay. I need to clear this one out.
¡Con este poder! Como debe ser.
Watch it.
¡Se acabó!
Okay, it's not coming out.
¡Con este poder!
Whoa. Okay. Ah, it's there.
Protegeré. Irule.
Nice. Oh, I wasted the barrel already. Okay. So that's broken. Yeah, I wonder how can I... There we go. Those are the combos I need to see. But let's get back to work. So I already got my jokes in a file. Is this Coursera? No. Okay, open. What the plus means here. Here we use the W. The plus sign indicates both read and write for Python create file operation. Oh, okay. But I might only need W here. That should work. And there we go. And there we go. Again and again. So these are all the jokes available, I think. So these are all the jokes. I had my file now. It's going to create it and delete it again. Can I delete a file? No, I guess it's not going to be necessary, because I guess it's the same text. As long as it's not lesser than, it should be okay. Okay, so let's see. So I have the jokes. What did he ask me to do again? Here.
I want you to translate this into, let's say, Japanese. Based on what you just learned about...
Oh, I installed Translate and it's already imported. Okay. So this is going to create a file, but I may like to do all of this again for another block here. The Japanese. I wonder if this is the right way to type Japanese. I don't know. I may have a typo there. Well, at least a comment is not really important, but my OCD self is... There we go. Is this the right way? Japanese. Well, maybe with a capital J. There we go. So now I may like to read by jokes, and I don't need this anymore. Oh, wait, I might read that, but now I'm going to read line or read lines. Yeah, I'm going to read lines. So this is going to return all the lines. Okay, it's going to return a list. Okay, so this is my list of jokes from this file. So maybe I may like to write again with translated jokes. English jokes. No. Oh, yeah. English jokes. There we go. I'm going to read the jokes from this file, and I guess that's it. I'm going to get, this is going to return a list of the strings, so I can iterate over this thing. So maybe I can store it there and then write this thing again. Okay, that's it, I guess. I'm going to read the jokes. I wonder if I can print them out. Oh, wait. This is part of the try. So I have this variable here, but it's not going to work outside this block. So I can do this maybe. I'm going to print English jokes and see what happens. Okay, it's printing the English jokes, and I see the character there. I see a new line character. Huh. I see the new line character, but it's not printing out it's just printing out the result. It's not really. Okay, it's reading the lines, it's storing it. It's going to store it in English jokes. And I'm going to print English jokes, but I guess it's going to. Well, I guess it's going to work, because this is a list. So I wonder if I can just dot to, well, it's printing the entire list. So if I really want to print out, I may need a for loop with a joke in, oh wait, in, well, I guess, and jokes, then I can print an individual joke. There we go. So I'm printing every single joke here. So it's going to print two because the joke already contains the jump character. So I may like to do this in order to make it readable. Oh wait, didn't save. It's printing out extra new lines anyway. I don't know what's with that. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think it's kinda doing what I hope it's going to do. I went to a street where the houses were numbered 8K, 16K, 32K. It was a street down memory lane. Okay, I get it. False. It's funny because it's true. Yeah. Not false. Hit, hop, heap, array. Okay, so now instead of printing the jokes, I may like to translate them and write them. So I guess read and read plus is going to allow me to write the jokes. Let's try that. It should work just as is. There we go. So instead of printing, I may like to well, I do have the English jokes here, but PyJokes is not open right now. PyJokes is open. I may like to create a new one. Well, I'm reading here, so I'm getting. So I guess I can nest this here, I guess. Let me think. Okay, I am storing inside PyJokes, and then I close the file. Then I open it for reading. For reading only. So I'm getting my jokes back inside this variable. So I guess since I am outside this, maybe I can make English jokes a global variable. English jokes. And I may say English jokes global. Is this the way to say global? No. How do I? Is this a function? Let's see if this works. In order to test it out, I'm going to remove that outside the scope of the try and print it out outside. There we go. It's global already. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I think that I need to define global if two variables are sharing the same thing, the same name, but this is not the case. There is no local variable called the same name as the outside variable. This one here. Okay, so I had my English jokes, but instead of printing them out, I may like to write them up. So let's try again with this. I'm going to write Japanese jokes. Japanese spy jokes txt write mode for every single. Oh wait, but I need to open and write. Well, I'm going to write the jokes, but I need to read them first. Huh. So what I may like to do actually is inside, I guess I'm going to need to nest them here because I'm going to interact with two files. Oh, it's going to look awful. Okay, I'm opening another try. Is this going to work? Don't think so. I don't think they need nested tries. Yeah, because I already inside a try block. Try with and this except. Let's go back a little bit. There we go. So what I really need is all of this, and I don't really need any of this anymore. And there we go. Translate jokes to Japanese. Okay, I open in Py jokes. I read in the file. Reading the lines inside English jokes, and that's it. It doesn't do anything else. So what I may like to do is open Py jokes in writing mode, and I'm going to use English jokes as the list of jokes here. And now my file in this case is this thing here, Japanese jokes. I'm going to create the file. And I'm going to write the jokes. But what am I going to write? I guess that here I need to translate. Translate. How do I use this? How do I use translate? Translate Py. There we go. Translate. How do I use it? Usage. This is from the client side, from the command prompt. But I want to call it as a function. If I want to call it, how do I use it? There we go. Provider. Is this the way to do it? No, I don't know. Okay, how do I use this? Why should I use this? Okay. Features. In my command line, or this in the command line. Okay. But I may like to use translate inside Python programs. Okay. Use as a Python module. From translate, import translator. I think this is the way I need to use it. Okay, so let's go back to the top of the file and use the translator object. Okay, now I imported the translator object from the translator class from the translate package module, I guess. Translator is going to instantiate this seed age. What is that? Chinese, I guess. So I need to create a translator object from the translator class, and I'm going to initialize the language here. And now translation is going to be created from translator.translate, and this is how it works actually. Okay. So I guess I'm going to guess that Japanese is JA, I think. Japanese is JA. There we go, JA. Okay. So I'm going to try to use this one. So first, wait. The first thing is this thing. In order to use it, translator, well, I guess this is initialization. I guess I can do that over here, translator, and here I'm going to choose JA, and the actual translation thing is going to happen on this line over here. Translation, and I need to insert here the yoke. And I guess I need all of this. And there we go. The English yoke is going to be translated here. And this translation needs to be written down in the file. And that should work. Okay. It's taking some time. I wonder if it hang or something. Okay, Japanese pie yolks. It's open, but it's not doing anything. Yeah, Japanese pie yolks is open. Funny enough, it's not doing anything. Well, let's cancel this. I didn't, something failed there really bad. So I might like to print out first and then try to debug this thing. Okay. Print translation. Maybe that's an object and I need to export that as a string or something. Whoa. Wait, what? What the hell? So this is an API. This is not local, bro. This ain't local. And I just wasted one translation. Let's just save it like that. It's too much. Let's put all the changes here. Now that's the issue with APIs. In order for the API maker to avoid getting ripped off by AWS bills, I guess. So they need to limit how many times can you actually use the API. And I think that I just use all my API calls for the day in a single test. Wow. Okay. Okay. Copy relative path. Well, that's too bad. Well, I tried.
Modules and files in Python. Can you build a tool that allows us to run a command through that file, read it, and then translate it into Japanese? This one? Yeah, all this. I want to make sure I can read this file. So once again, I'm going to say try, and I'll have a file with open. We'll see where the file is. Let's say ls. We have the test file right in here, so we can just do // and say test.txt. And then I'll say as my file. We'll let the mode as read for now because we just want to read the file. But at least this way we're being explicit and we're saying, hey, this is exactly what we want to do. And then finally, I'll just, for now, print my file just to know that it's working. And we'll add some exceptions in here. It's except, not exception. And we can just, let's say, do file not found, error, say as e. And we'll just for fun say here, print, check your file path, silly. And leave it at that. If I run this code, let's say python 3 script.py. Right, I have my name is Andre. Awesome. Let's install the package. So over here, I can see that I have to install translate. That's what the package is called. Now, I'll use pip3 in my case to make sure that I'm using the Python version 3 and say install.
Okay.
Now, I've actually done this before just because, well, I tested this out beforehand, so it's already installed. So let's clear that out and read about how we can use this package. So you can see here the usage. So I can use it from the command line. Okay, that's interesting, but I want to use it as a module. Okay, here you go. Use as a Python module. So it shows you exactly what to do. So we import it.
I tried that one.
I'm going to import this library. All right, so now we have the translator, and we can use the translator like this. All right, so we have the translator. So we create the translator class, and we want to say to what language. All right, what languages are available?
Japanese, I guess.
Docs here for documentation and see if they have Japanese in here. All right, let's see. Search docs, Japanese. All right, that doesn't help us. Let's look at overview. And by the way, I'm showing you the thought process that I usually have when I look through things. Because sometimes people show you what the answer is without showing you the process. So hopefully,
JA.
okay, so I'm looking through here. It doesn't look like they're providing a list of languages. Although, I see it here, available languages. It looks like it's using this Wikipedia page as a reference. And oh yeah, these are the short terms for the languages.
Yeah, I did that one.
So based on this, it
Done
looks like
that,
this is the
been
standard
there.
that they're using. But actually, while reading the documentation, I see that there's a JA. I'm assuming this is Japanese. So let's do that. I'm going to say JA. All right, and then let's see. Go back to the documentation here. Let's look at overview. Let's go back actually. Okay, so once I've created the translator, I've given it the language. All we need to do is say translator.translate and give it what we want to translate. Okay, nice and easy. So in here, because my file.read is going to give us the output that we saw, I'm going to say text equals my file.read and simply do the translation equals to, what was it again? It was translator translate. So let's just copy that. So translator translate, and we want to give it the text. So let's see that. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Let's do text. Right. So if everything works, hopefully it does. Maybe it doesn't the first time around. Let's give it a go. If I run python 3 script.py, well, we definitely forgot to print here. Looks like we're not getting any errors, which is good. So let's do print, translation. Let's run this again. Hey, look at that. By the way, I feel like I've been talking a lot and you haven't really talked back to me, but let's get to know each other. I actually learned Japanese before I even learned English. Fun fact about
Wow.
Let's get back to the topic at hand.
Okay.
This is working. This is actually pretty cool. Let's finalize this by actually converting this file to a translated version. So I'm going to say, I'm going to read this file. And once I'm done with this translation, I'm going to, with open, I'm going to create a new file. Call it
A new
let's say,
file. This.
-ja for Japanese, .text. The mode is going to be to write. And I'm going to say as my file.
I needed a
I'm going to
nested
simply
with
say,
open.
or let's do my file 2, so it's not a name conflict, and say simply, let's make this a little bit bigger just so you can see. And in here, we'll just say my file 2 dot write and write the translation. All right, let's see if this works. I'm going to run it again. Okay, now if we go to our desktop, there's a test.ja text, and look at that. We have a translated file in Japanese. I think my name should be in katakana, but hey, this still works. Pretty cool, right? Hopefully you got this far. If you didn't, you see the power of reading and writing files and also using libraries to do different things to your data. Very, very cool. Let's take a break, and I'll see you in the next session. Bye-bye.
Yeah, pretty cool, but it didn't work. It's not local. It's making calls to an API somewhere. So basically, I cannot. There we go. Memory warning. You use all available free translations for today. Next available in 15 hours. So this is stupid. But anyway. That's going to be all for Py.io. I guess I did get some exercise in here. I wanted to, but this. Okay, I had a big break, I guess. Well, this is actually perfect because I can go to Twitter maybe and rant about something. I don't know. Well, what's this? I don't know who you are. Okay. So why now? Okay. That's anime, by the way. That's a recommendation for anime. Oh, cosplay. Never mind. Starfield again. Nearly waiting. I've been. Okay. What? What's this? So, this is one of the things that countries or governments that don't want to face the reality of inflation try to do, and this is happening in Mexico at the same time as in US actually. They are trying to limit the amount of items that one single person can buy, instead of doing the sensible thing that would be to inflate the price. In that way, you are limiting, basically, the purchase power of the people, because governments that tend to give away money for free to people that is not actually generating any value, well, they tend to have many people with money in the hand, and they are going to spend it. Customers are exempt from WIC customers are exempt from item limits and may purchase as many items as benefits allow. Thank you. Due to supply issues on baby formula, there is a limit of 4 items per trip. We apologize for the inconvenience. Yeah. Poor people have when they realize it isn't the sun. But the fact that the productive class decided to no longer be their slaves. Yeah, that's but that happens because this happens, I think, because when the government sees, okay, so how do we keep giving away money but avoid inflation? Because many people has money on the hand, so the sensible thing to do is to, okay, we have a lot of rich people running around, and they are going to basically buy everything. Well, what we can do to avoid inflation, and that's basically raise prices for everything, but voters don't really like that. So how to avoid inflation? Well, we are going to ask Walmart and all the other stores to limit the price to something, you know. So they say, you know what? In this case, you cannot sell this infant major can of formula over. It cannot get up to $10 basically. So they are going to set the price to $9.99 to keep it just below the $10 mark, because if they touch that price, they are going to get penalized by the government. So. Okay, so I'm fulfilling what this is asking me to do, okay? But the formula is so cheap at that price, and we had many people with a lot of money on the hand, that one single person may actually buy all of this without any trouble. So what happens when people that are not working and not getting, or are working, they have side hustles, they get a lot of money. And here in Mexico, we have a lot of people that don't really have a formal job, but they do have side hustles a lot, and many of those include something to do with drugs, you know, selling or working for the cartels, and they actually have a lot of money. So they go to the store, they buy everything, and they may actually gouge the prices outside the store. So in order to avoid that, the store says, you know what, you may only buy 4 cans per person, or per trip in this case. So that's, well, they are keeping the price low, but they don't want one person to hog everything. So in order to avoid that and create the black market that that basically appears when one single person or two people buy everything and they resell the items because they don't really need them. They may not even have children to give this to. So what they do is they buy everything and they sell it back to the consumer that actually need it at the inflated price. And this time is not going to be 2 or 3 times. Sometimes it's going to be 5 to 10 times the regular price. So this $9.99 can is going to be worth $100 sometimes. So and this happens because when you go to the store as a regular person, you find out that the store is basically empty and the items are gone because people see here an opportunity to make money, and they are going to go way beyond their own way to get as many of these as possible, because I don't think parents are going to allow their children to starve just because there is no cans nearby, so they are going to need to go to their neighbor house and buy one from the inflated price there. So that's the black market basically. And the government cannot really regulate the black market because it doesn't really exist for the government. So they cannot regulate that. So yeah, who knows? And this is happening here in Mexico too. They are trying to regulate how many pieces of eggs, of chicken eggs can you buy, but it's not going to work. It never does. The sensible way to manage this is basically just, rise prices on everything. No, but the thing that they don't want to happen is if I'm giving away money, that's going to create inflation in the future, obviously. But how can I say, I don't want to rise prices because that's not popular among the voters. Your government is going to take a hit in the voting ballot if you allow the prices to go up all the way. So in order to, it's like an analogy will be, in order to, if I'm getting drunk the day before, how can I drown myself out, get a lot of drinks, but I don't want to get the hangover? How do I avoid the hangover? And the solution sometimes is for some people to keep drinking, basically, drink more alcohol so you avoid the hangover for the time being, because you are not curing the hangover. You are basically postponing the hangover for later, because it's going to happen, but it's going to happen later and it's going to be worse. And that's the issue. So the issue is that the hangover is going to happen anyway. And every single time that you postpone it by drinking more, you are basically increasing the effects of the hangover. You are going to have a worse hangover than ever. And it's going to happen anyway, just not right now. And politicians today, especially in Mexico, they just think about what's in front of the nose. They don't really plan, and they just react. And the thing is that when the shit hits the fan, they don't want to acknowledge it at first, and they don't want to be responsible for that because it looks really bad. And in Mexico, the winning party is Morena, and they are basically dominating the entire landscape from 2018. But popularity has been in constant decline because of all that is happening here. We have the cartel dominating the government right now. The president abdicating to the cartel, and basically is everybody by itself right now. So you cannot really trust on the government for protection or even to maintain the infrastructure. So the trust in the government is really low. And if you increase the prices of everything, is going to be an even bigger hit because we are getting this is election year for some states, so they can't really allow that everything rises in prices amid the elections. And in 2024 we are getting another election year for the president. So and our president is helping the cartels right now, and I think that the Americans are not really happy about that, and they are hinting that they are going to basically, as soon as possible, to put this guy, the Mexican president, under bars, behind bars, because, well, basically he's using the power of the state to basically allow the cartels to traffic as much drugs as possible. So yeah. But what happens when the president is no longer the president, you know, and now you are no longer the president of another state? And what happens if your party doesn't win the elections? That's going to be a big issue. And we may be thinking about this scenario in 2024, that if another party other than Morena wins the elections for president, we may be locking down in jail the first ex-president. We may put the first ex-president in jail, and that will be in prison for cooperating with the cartels to basically use the state as an employee for the cartels, basically, because they are not just allowing this to happen, they are even helping the cartels with weapons, with personnel, with the army. So I think that was 2 years ago when General Cienfuegos was considered the basically the Don of the Mexican cartels here. So, and he was the Secretary of Defense of the country. I mean, it cannot be more corrupt than that. So corruption in Mexico is all-time high. I don't think it's going to, as long as the Socialist Party of Morena is still in power, I don't see the government stopping either cooperating or helping out the cartels. And in order to stay in power, they are giving away a lot of free money. Basically, that's the socialist agenda, basically. Keeping the people, the most people happy with free money, with social aid, and basically using the taxpayer money to give away that money to people that doesn't actually work. And that's very dangerous because the people that is actually working get tired of that, especially when we have cartels. If you try to open a business here, I don't really recommend that one. Yeah, no, because you are not going to deal with the government. You are going to be dealing with the cartel in every single state. There is not one state in Mexico that is free from the reach of the cartel. So basically, nah, I don't recommend trying to build your own business here. Especially if you are dealing with, if you want to open a bar or something that is related to drugs, like a disco, like a nightclub, something like that, you are 100% getting the cartel at your door as soon as you open. Yeah, that's at least in Mexico. What's this? Well, I have 1 minute left. There is nothing really interesting here. I guess I'm going to take a break and I'm going to be back later in the afternoon to continue with my learning here. What's File.io is interesting, but the thing is that I was not able to do the exercise because it seems like this is not a local translating service. I did the same thing. I called the function. It looks like it's an API. Yeah, it's making calls to the internet, and and I already used up all the resources for the day. So yeah, never mind, I guess. So I guess I cannot use this anyway. Yeah, it doesn't work, I guess. Because there were not too much text. It's not like a really big file. It's just this one here. Okay, so the big break is over. Stop. Well, it's been fun. I'm going to be back later today for more Python programming. Yeah, why not? Thank you for coming in and listen to me rant about the stuff that I don't really know about. But anyway, thank you very much. See ya.